Hello, everybody. We're back with our awesome, amazing MK, our insurance broker with Coastal Oak Insurance. So she has graciously agreed to give us her time once every week or so just to get us the latest and greatest on what's going on with the insurance industry, especially and specifically because of the fires and what's going on. Lots is happening. People are being negatively impacted by this, obviously, and we're just trying to get you guys information that, is meaningful and hopefully helpful. All right. So there's stuff going on with California Fair Plan. I'm just curious to hear about that specifically, and if you have anything else worth sharing for our viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to try to put it in layman's terms, just kind of black and white, what's going on. So the number one, the Fair Plan is the insurer of last resort in the state of California. So if your home is uninsurable or deemed uninsurable by a standard carrier, you're going to be with the Fair Plan. A lot of the homes that were affected by the wildfires were with the Fair Plan already because they were in a fire area, right?
Yep.
So with that said, the California Fair Plan has paid out a lot of money already, claims, and they're continuing to do so. And they have essentially put in a request to the commissioner's office for a $1 billion. I like to call it kind of like a bailout, but it was it's been the reinsurance plan. That's the reinsurance plan for the Fair Plan, is that essentially the Fair Plan is insured by every licensed insurance carrier in the state of California.
Yeah. So real quick, this is where I think a lot of people get confused about California Fair Plan because they think it's California government funded,
which it's not.
Right.
Yep.
Which it's not.
Correct.
And so, and this reinsurance thing probably goes over a lot of people's head, including myself. But essentially, they need more funding.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. So reinsurance is insurance for an insurance company.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. So with that said, they have approved that. So the commissioner's office has approved a $1 billion. $1 million.
Is that enough, by the way? Like,
it's what they're saying.
Don't you have estimates of $250 billion in damages?
But there's a lot of carriers, that can come from other carriers that are actually insuring in that, in the
okay.
So this is just what the Fair Plan needs for what they have.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So essentially what that means at the end of the day is that that $1 billion gets spread out among all of the licensed insurance carriers in the state of California. Now, what that means for us as consumers and as homeowners and living in the state of California is that the insurance carriers can now place that on us, their customers. So we're going to be seeing renewals. We're going to be seeing increases at renewals.
That's
the biggest thing. We don't know.
Did you guys catch that? So, like, the point is, the reinsurance is being triggered by what's going on with the fires. But at the end of the day, kind of like inflation to a certain extent, they're going to be most likely passing that cost on to the consumer.
Correct. Yep.
Which is not welcome news.
No, and
is this making like actual mainstream media news?
Yes. Yeah. There's LA Times, New York Times, everyone's writing about it. There's an article that literally
there's got to be a
longer way of it.
People upset about it.
Of course they're upset about it. And I think, that we could dig into that of why it's that way or how it could have been avoided, but that, way above both of our pay grades as far as the why of it. It just is. And it's just more to be on the lookout for those renewals when they're coming in.
Yeah.
Just know that there's going to be an increase so you guys can plan for that. We don't know what it looks like. We don't know how it's being split amongst the carriers.
When does this all come to fruition? Is this happening right now?
It's happening right now. But that we don't have it's not like, as of this month at your renewal, you're going to see an increase.
It's going to kind of like show up
but
over time.
It's currently happening. And the way that I like to kind of look at it too, an easy way to kind of picture it is, it's basically like they're placing an assessment on the insurance carriers in the state of California. So if people are familiar with like HOAs or live in an HOA, when an HOA puts an assessment on all of the unit owners in a development, right? Then it's the same thing.
Makes
They're
sense.
putting an assessment on the carriers in the state of California. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I feel clear on that. What else? Is there anything else worth sharing, or is that kind of like the main new development right now?
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing that we're that's expecting to come kind of down the pipeline that we're going to see and be dealing with as insurance brokers, what we're going to be dealing with clients. But as far as the state of the industry, it's the same. We're still, we don't have carriers excited to come back. We don't see them coming back yet. Yeah. And I think
This goes back to even before the fires, right?
This has been years
Like,
in the making.
Post-COVID issues with being able to increase premiums. And
exactly.
do we have any more meaningful updates or feedback from how the state of California is handling any of that?
I think that they were really working on something, and
this kind of put it on the back burner.
It's just, I think everyone's reevaluating everything at this point.
Yeah,
it's not making it any easier by any
pretty
means.
Chaotic right now. Then
Super chaotic. Yeah. But again, I think we always like to reiterate that's the beauty of working with a broker, because I can 99.9% of the time find something for someone.
Yeah,
so even though options are limited, there's still something out there. It's not going to deter you from buying that dream home or, getting insurance as it's required.
Yeah.
So.
You're talking about being a broker versus a captive audience.
Yeah. Captive carrier.
Captive carrier. Sorry. It is Monday,
You guys are
everyone.
the captive audience.
It is Monday. Anyway, the point is, think of, State Farm and Farmers and Geico's, the reality is those are captive agencies. I'm sure they're not having a great time being constrained to just one option. And that's why Mary Kate has been a godsend for our clients, because people we're doing transactions in real estate and people need insurance at the end of the day. And it's been tough, right? So we get a lot of phone calls from buyers saying, hey, I'm trying to figure out this insurance thing. And we're like, well, talk to MK, right? Anyway, that's, I think, all we have today.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
MK, as always, thank you so much. If you need insurance, guys, MK at Coastal Oak Insurance.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.